Hey everyone, it's Adriel from FunnelFLARE here. Today we're going to be talking about the basics of calling and texting. Now the reason why you'd want to call and text inside FunnelFLARE instead of just using your cell phone is that it tracks all the calls and texts, it tracks them to the contact, you can enable recording, and you can do some automation based off of it. So it's going to save you a bunch of time. The first thing that we need to make sure of is that we have the FunnelFLARE Chrome extension set up on our browser. So I'm using Chrome here, and you can see that it's on the Chrome Web Store. I also need to log in to that Chrome extension, so once it launches, I'll need to make sure that I'm on the correct account. And already, as long as I have a phone number attached to the account, I can already start making calls using the Simple Dialer. So if I click this little phone button here, that's going to launch the Simple Dialer and allow me to make calls right from within the dialer here. So it's very easy to use. I can type in a phone number. I can choose what phone number I want to call from. I could click on these buttons if I wanted to, and I can make the call. Now, if I want to send a text message instead, I can just choose this SMS option here, and I can start sending texts. Obviously, I haven't texted this number before, but that's where these text messages would show up. So just a very easy way of making calls. Let's take a look at a couple of different places where you can make calls from. Now, the first place I want to show you where you can make calls from within FunnelFLARE is just on a contact screen. You're going to see these in a lot of different places, but you see that little phone icon there? That just means if I click it, it's going to launch the Simple Dialer. You can see it pre-filled in that phone number. It knows who Bob Smith is. I can choose to make this call right now. And if I do that, I'm going to be presented with a couple of different options. I'm going to be able to leave a voicemail, hang up, mute, or write call notes about the call over here.
Hi.
Let's try leaving a voicemail. So once I leave that voicemail, I'm going to get post-call notes, so I can take any notes here that I need to. And as well, if I have call outcomes enabled, I'll have a drop-down where I can choose the outcome of the call, whether it was left a message, continuation, connected with the decision maker, or whatever the case might be. Calling from within the CRM is very much the same. So if your FunnelFLARE is set up so that you just do all your stuff inside the CRM, you can see here that I've got that phone number there. This CRM's pipe drive works the same in all the other CRMs that we have. I can just click on that phone number. It pre-populates and I can just make the call. And incidentally, if you have your FunnelFLARE integrated with your CRM, you'll see those calls showing up and those texts showing up inside the activity stream for the particular contact. So the last place I want to show you where you can make calls from is right inside our tasking panel. The task panel is something that you may or may not choose to use depending on your company. Some companies will choose to use this rather than the CRM's task, or if you're not using another CRM, then you can use these right inside FunnelFLARE as well. These can be created manually, and they can also be created from workflows. So if you have a sequence, it might add a call at the right time for you in here. To complete that task and make the call, all I need to do is hit that phone icon, and then I can make that call. So that kind of covers our calls out. What happens if someone calls in? Well, you get to choose what you want to have happen. We have call forwarding rules, so you can forward it to a desk phone or a soft phone or your cell phone. Similarly for text messages, we can forward those off as well. We have a couple of different options on what happens when someone calls in. A whisper message will allow will allow the person receiving the call to hear what's going on. So this might be lead from pay per click, for example, or it could be whatever reason that person called in. So this will just whisper it in a robo voice. You can choose to set up a message or a recording. This could be a preamble where you're saying this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes if you're required to do that in your area. And as well, we have a couple of different marketing things, call recording and call transcripts available as well. There are many other call tracking features that are available in FunnelFLARE, but as this is just the basics, this is all you need to get going and start making calls.